Um, I made this video because I went online to check your IXLs on the section on circles, area, perimeter, diameter, and radius. And I was really shocked that almost everybody was having a tremendous amount of difficulty with it. Okay, so I went on and I looked at some of the examples and I realized what the problem is. The problem is IXL expects you to do things that I don't expect you to do yet. The other video I just showed you was part of what they expected you to do that was hard, but there was some other things too. Things like they would tell you the circumference is equal to say 6 and 28 hundredths centimeters, and then they ask you to find the area. Now, you can't find area by knowing the circumference. But what you can find knowing the circumference is the diameter. And what you can find if you know the diameter is the radius. And what you can find if you know the radius is the area. So this is actually three problems in one. One of them, the first one says circumference is equal to pi times diameter, and the circumference is 6 and 28 hundredths. I did this on the last video. Pi is 3 and 14 hundredths, and you're looking for diameter. So you divide by 3 and 14 hundredths on both sides, all right, and you get the diameter is equal to 2. Now, if you paid attention to the other video, you would say, well, Mr. Du, you already did this. I know I did, all right? But what this will now do is tell you that diameter is equal to 2 times the radius. I'm sorry, we don't want the diameter, we want the radius. The radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. So if you replace the diameter with 2, you get radius equal to 2 divided by 2, which is 1. And you say, but Mr. Du, you did that on the last video. I know, but now that I know the radius is 1, now I can go to the area, because area is equal to pi r squared. And again, pi is 3 and 14 hundredths, and the radius is 1. By the way, that would be 1 centimeter. No naked numbers. This was 2 centimeters. All right, and you have to square it. 1 squared is 1. Centimeter squared is centimeter squared, times 3 and 14 hundredths gives you 3 and 14 hundredths centimeters squared. So again, what you're doing here is you're actually using circumference to find diameter, diameter to find radius, and radius to find area. So it's actually 3 problems in one. And again, to be honest with you, I don't think you need to know that right now. I don't think it hurts to know that right now, but I don't think you need to know that right now. By the way, here's another one I saw in there that might cause you trouble. It was one that said the area of a circle is equal to 12 and 56 hundredths centimeters squared. Okay, well, let's make it 25 and 12 hundredths centimeters squared, I think. I'm trying to make sure it comes out even for us. So anyway, if I know the area is that and I want to find the radius, that's what they asked for, is to find out what the radius equals. I need to use area is equal to pi times the radius squared, okay? And then you would replace the area with 25 and 12 hundredths. You would replace pi with 3 and 14 hundredths, and you would replace the radius with r squared, all right? So the first thing you would do is divide by 3 and 14 hundredths on both sides, all right? And if you divide 3 and 14 hundredths into 25 and 12 hundredths, okay, 3 goes into 25 8 times, shift back 2 places. By the way, move the decimal 2 places over. And 8, excuse me, 8 times 4 is 32, carry your 3. 8 times 1 is 8, and 3 is 11, carry your 1. And 8 times 3 is 24, and 1 is 25. So this comes out to be 8 equals r squared. And again, I should have stayed with what I first started. I wanted it to come out even, and I thought you needed this. Let's go back and let this be 12 and 56 hundredths, all right? Which would make this 12 and 56 hundredths. Which now, when I divide by 3 and 14 hundredths into 12 and 56 hundredths, move the decimal 2 places and bring it up. 3 now goes 4 times, and it goes evenly. So instead of 8, you get 4. And the reason I did that is when it was an 8, and I say what times itself equals 8, you don't know that. But if I tell you what number times itself equals 4, you do know that. So if r squared is equal to 4, then r would have to equal 2. And again, this really requires you to know something I never taught you yet, which is square roots. So to be honest with you, if you can figure it out logically and algebraically, then good job. Someone already got 100 on it, and I think that's fantastic. But the honest truth is, I'm not really that worried about you knowing how to do this. I'll let your high school teacher worry about you having to do this. What I am worried about you having to do is finding area and circumference of circles using the formula when I tell you the radius or the diameter, okay? So as long as you know that, you're in good shape. By the way, you say, yeah, but I can't get 100% or even 80% on this section FF11. And I say, I know, if you can't, don't even worry about it. I'm going to throw it out. Now, if you're the person who got 100, if you're someone who got an 80 or above, and you go, but wait, I worked so hard and I got it. Well, I'll give you bonus points for working so hard and getting it. All right, but again, I'm going to send you a skills test that has all this stuff on it with area and perimeter of polygons and circumference and area of circles. And I want you to work on that. That's what I want you to know how to do. And remember, you can use your calculator. By the way, when you take this skills test, just send back a document with the answers. You don't have to send back the formula, replace the variable as value, and then the answer. You just need to send back the answers. But when you come back to school, you need to have the formula, replace the variable as value, and the answer. So again, sorry about this section 11. I never worked with IXL before, and I didn't even assume they would do something like that. But if this frustrated you, I'm very sorry, and I don't expect you to know it. But I do expect you to know the skills test that I send you tomorrow, all right?